Half the time he was looking at his phone, and then he just left. And the friend was like, yeah, it's because you're ugly. You're not good looking. Like, look at you. You've got a big nose. Who would want to be on a date with you? Who would want to be your person? Like, you're too dark. And look at yourself. Look at your skin. You're not all that good looking. You're not all that beautiful. And she was broken. And it's funny enough that there was no friend who was telling that to her. In actual sense, she was repeating those words and she was telling herself. Unfortunately, most of us do that very thing. Most of us look at ourselves and we don't like ourselves. We wish we were more handsome. We wish we were more beautiful. We wish we were more intelligent. We wish, we were more talented. We wish we were more skilled. We wish we were more this. We wish we were born in a different family. We wish our family was like this. We wish we had more money. And all these things continue and they keep breaking us as we grow up, which is why mental health is important. Another important factor of why mental health is important is because when you're growing up, right now, if I was to go on the streets and then I ask a child who's 10 years old, and then I tell them, hey, look, what do you do when you catch yourself? You know what the child will tell me? I can ningaikepo band-aid, I can wash the wound, I can take painkillers. If it becomes worse, I go to the hospital. We all know that, isn't it? We all know what to do. We all know what medication to take when we have a headache, isn't it? Isn't it, right? We all know what medication to take when we have a running stomach, when we have diarrhea, isn't it? We all know what to do whenever we cut ourselves, isn't it, right? So in as much as we know what to do whenever we have the physical wounds, which is why when you're growing up, the physical wounds reduce because you know how to avoid them. What increases, on the other hand, are the mental and the psychological wounds. I'm talking about wounds such as disappointments, wounds such as failure, wounds such as heartbreaks. They say vamalav chani, you can die. Yeah. So all those things keep increasing. On top of that also, there is financial stress that goes on. All these are the wounds that keep increasing as you are growing old. And if you don't know what to do whenever you encounter such wounds, it means your mental health is struggling. Ukazijua pasunga tenge mwala nyambozi cheka foot. Simameni. Ungambovchite. Ukazijua ungambozi cheka foot to see how deep the wound can go. You can't do that, right? But most of us do that whenever we are injured. Somebody tells you something about you, somebody insults you, you're ugly, you go back home. Wankala wamboganizamo, kupitsamo pen, thinking through. What are you doing? You're injuring that wound even more. Why? Because you don't know how to deal with it. A lot of us struggle with self-esteem. I will tell you, my addiction issues come from the fact that when I was growing up and when I was in high school, in as much as I got 6 points, I don't like my high school experience at all. Till now. Why? Because I was bullied. Because guys made fun of me and they felt like I was weird. And as a result, I failed and I struggled to fit in. So when I got accepted as a DJ and everything, that was the validation that I needed. And as a result, it swayed me away. And these are the things that keep happening the more we grow. Another process I'm going to tell you that holds a lot of young people is a process called rumination, okay? So rumination is basically thinking about something all over again. For instance, you're here and then your friend says something. You go back home, or maybe your teacher in class says something, or your lecturer says something. And then you go back home, and then you're thinking, and your thinking goes two ways. I wish niznayankamoso. Next time akakamba nzayankamoso, elo chabwa chalila. Then I'm going to show them, I'm going to prove. And then you're there in your mind, you're thinking about that moment over and over and over again. And sometimes it won't go that way. You'll be thinking and saying, I wish when he said that, he regretted. Maybe zamvela kuipa, then, like the boss feels bad, then wabwele la futi, or your lecturer feels bad, then they come back to you, ambokunyengerela, shani na kajimbo kaku Nigeria kambolila. You start going back in those moments and thinking about certain things. But unfortunately, life does not happen like that. So you're supposed to be in a position where you know how to treat yourself mentally. I understand the fact that, quite all right, we are Christians, but the truth is, you need to talk to God and you need to talk to man as well. That's how it works. You need Jesus and the therapist as well. In as much as we are coming from the church, there are certain things that we can pray over and certain things that we can talk about. So for you young people in here, my encouragement to you is you have to make sure you're on the safe side of controlling and maintaining your mental health. So there is positive mental health. We all have mental health, by the way. When I'm talking about mental health, wantomona mgatikambati kufunta shani, iyo ni mental illness. So kuli vintu vili. Kuli mental health ya nti na totonse, then kuli mental illnesses, okay? So you're supposed to be in a position where you take care of yourself. The way the mind works is you can only have two things, two types of thoughts. It's either positive or negative. You can never have both thoughts at the same time. So whatever it is you're thinking of right now, it's either positive or it's negative. You can never have both thoughts at the same time. That's just how it works. There is a book called The Secret, which you can look up. It's a very interesting book. It gives an example of when a person says, you're going through a situation, and then somebody comes and then they say something. Let's give an example of a song. Let's say you're going through a heartbreak, or whatever it is, but you're my love. And you're listening to you are in that phase where you're going through a heartbreak, and then you go back ulimbasi nyimbo ya mbolile. Iyo nyimbo ikamba heaven is the goal. You go home, foot wamboganiza up, foot heaven is the goal. You go back, foot heaven is the goal. It keeps going, it keeps going. You know the song I'm talking about, eh? You should repent if you know it. I'm just joking. Okay, so that song keeps replaying and playing and playing all over again. Your young brother comes to you, or your parent comes to you, then they tell you, we're asking for water. And then you go, you take the water quickly, you go back, you want to be alone. Somebody comes, they do something normal, and then for you become extremely irritated. Okay? Why? Because you had something on your mind, and a song ignited all these feelings, and as a result, you've been thinking about it over and over again. Which means the way you think controls how you feel, and it controls how you behave. That's just how it is. The way you think controls how you feel, and it controls how you behave. That's just how it is. No wonder they say you think how you feel, and you feel how you think. So you're supposed to be at your age. I was supposed to come and talk about a lot of things, but then I looked at the audience, and I know this is the foundation, and this is where you guys are getting to. But you have to be in a place and in a space where your mental health is very, very important. Another thing, watch over three things as you're growing up: people, places, and things. That is one very important thing, one very important aspect in controlling your mental health. People, places, and things. It's as simple as that, okay? People, places, things. That's going to help you a long way as far as your mental health is concerned, as far as your career is concerned, as far as everything is concerned. Let's start with people. When it comes to people, don't surround yourself with people that drain your energy, people that make you feel bad about yourself. People who, whenever you're around them, they want to use you as a laughing stock. People who never say anything good about you. There are certain people that you're supposed to be spending minutes with, and there are certain people you're supposed to be spending hours with. That's how it works. So there are people you spend minutes with, and there are people you're supposed to be spending hours with. The problem comes in when you're spending hours with people you're supposed to be spending minutes with. Don't confuse the two. Certain people, you meet them, is just hello, hi, bye, kwasila, fasila. They don't add any value to your life. They just make you feel bad about yourself. They are really, really wrong, really bad, and they are stressful for your mental health. When it comes to certain people, your life should be like a zoo. You've gone to these places where there are animals. You're going to find that the elephants are alone, the snakes are alone. That's how your life is supposed to be. There are certain people who play a role. These people are elephants in your life. These people build you, they shape you. There are certain people who are snakes in your life. There are certain people who are dogs in your life. No, you're making a mistake. That's how it is, okay? Then places also. There are certain places where you as a believer, you as a youth, you as a person of value, a person of character, a person who values their mental health, there are certain places you're not supposed to be found in. It's as easy as that. There was an example that was going around on social media. It talked about a bottle of water. Some of you may have gone across it. It says, when you look at this Mvatra, okay? This Mvatra pasho papa by the Mwandaniz, you find it at 5 kwacha, okay? When you go to a place like Miller's at East Park, you're going to find it at 12 kwacha. The same thing. When you go to one of the most expensive places, the airport, you can find the same bottle of water at 17 kwacha. That's how it is. You go to Intercontinental, get in a glass of water, they'll give you maybe at 18, 19 kwacha. That's how it is. Now, it's the same bottle of water made by the same company that went in the same truck. What is changing about the bottle is the place that the bottle is found in. So don't be found in places that will affect you. Thank you. So don't be found in places that negatively affect your mental health. There are certain things that certain people do in certain spaces that will take you back. For instance, social media. Social media is quite toxic right now. And unfortunately, right now, most of you are itching because you need to get on your phones and see what's happening and see what's going on. So we live a so-called virtual reality. You get what I mean? Right now, as I'm here speaking to you, there's that guy who's taking pictures of me and everything and stuff. I'll come show these pictures and put them on Facebook. And then, it won't show that I was sweating, or it won't show that Sensei was one Vundumula, or it won't show that I'm broke and everything and stuff like that. So social media just shows a screenshot. That's just how it is. You know what? You guys know how a screenshot works, right? Whenever you're getting a screenshot, you're capturing a best thing of whatever it is you're capturing. That's just how it is. There'll be a whole video, but does that thing up with a screenshot on the part that you like? That's how social media works. So everybody who's there is just posting a screenshot of their lives. And unfortunately, many youths live in a virtual world. You're competing with people virtually. You're competing with the smiles that are on social media. You're competing with the fake lifestyle that's on social media. And unfortunately, that's bad for your reality. Because when you calm down, your mental health will be so stressed because you feel like a failure. Why? Because you're seeing this one is doing this one is doing that, this one is doing that. And as a result, you are going and it's affecting you. Which is why the people you follow on social media is very, very important. The people you follow on social media is very, very important. Follow people who are speaking in substance into your life. People who are good for your mental health. Why? Because they say junk in, junk out. That's just how it is. Whatever you feed on is what we are going to see coming out. So even when you're on social media, when you wake up in the morning, who are you looking at? What are you doing? You're not going to be just a camera person, which is what most of us do. We're just camera people. Per news feed, kungo pitana, kungo pitana, kungo pitana. You're just seeing what's happening, seeing other people. That is really, really bad for your mental health. Why? Because you're living on a virtual lifestyle. The other thing is the things that you do. Okay, I talked about people, places, and things. What things are you into? What things are you doing as a person? Yes, quite right now, there's this whole thing of this and that and whatnot, people are doing many, many things just to feel some type of way. People are dressing for the sake of social media, for the sake of posting and showing a bit of cleavage on the WhatsApp, for the sake of attracting attention from other people. What things are you doing yourself? Do certain things that will make you feel good. You have a 50 kwacha. Go to Hungry Lion, my brother, my sister. Eat, enjoy that meal, wake up, enjoy yourself. That's how it works. You get. Take care of yourself. Take a walk in the evening within the right space of time. Just take a walk. Go to the museum. The museum till now, I think it's maybe 20 kwacha or something like that. Save, how much? How much? 10 kwacha. Exactly, 10 kwacha. Go to the museum. It's only 10 kwacha. Go to the museum, 10 kwacha. Move around. Enjoy yourself. Okay? Go to Mundawanga. Mundawanga is just 30 kwacha. In total, you need only about 100 or 150 for you to go to Mundawanga, view all the animals and come back. That's all you need. Rather than you're spending more on things that don't add value. Okay? When I was coming up, I was this type of person who was interested in, spending on this, spending on that for the sake of, unfortunately, that's what most of us do. We do certain things for people to look at us and then go like, wow. Unfortunately, people don't care. That's just how it is. I'll give you an example. There is a book called The Psychology of Money. The Psychology of Money talks about how you're going to see a nice car. And when you see this nice car, ukaiona, like some of you, I can ask you, what was the best car that you've ever seen? Or maybe we can start. Anyone who's into cars here? Anyone who knows anything about? Yes, my guy. What was the best car you saw this year? That you saw a Range Rover. I'll ask you one. Then who's into houses? Vama nyumba nyumba or something? Who's into houses? Deco, shan, vonse. Okay, I'll stick with him. You saw a Range Rover this year, right? Uh-huh. Do you remember the color? You remember the color? Do you remember where you saw it? Do you remember what time you saw it? Now I'll ask you one important question. Do you remember the face of the driver? Exactly. You see that, right? People don't care. You'll be driving an expensive car. They'll remember the car, not your face. When you're moving around State Lodge and you're seeing all these nice houses and whatnot, you'll be like, oh, chinyumba nchamushu. You never stop to ask, niwandani wankalamo. You get what I mean? So some of these things that you're focused on getting so much materialistic, you want to show off, people don't care. You come back with that iPhone 15, pano, yes. We'll remember it was black, it was shiny, iPhone 15, mtengo shiny. We may not remember the face. That's just how the world works. So some of these things that you're pushing for, just bring about unnecessary competition, which is very dangerous and disastrous for your own mental health. Which is why, for me, I talked about when I was starting my life again and everything, I was looking at this one, looking at that one. Right now, I don't look at anyone, and I don't compete or compare with anyone. That's just how it is. Why? Because whenever you compete and you compare, you're looking at the thing that you don't have. Whenever you compete and compare, you're looking at what you're lacking. I'm like, oh, she's got a yellow dress. My brother there has got a nice flowery shirt. I'm looking at that. Oh, he's got this, he's got that, she's got this, she's got that. Every time you're comparing, you're focusing on the things that you don't have. And then when you're done comparing, you know what it does? It makes you feel bad. That's all it does. So you're harming yourself. You're sitting back, no, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. Instead of competing and comparing, what do? You begin to dominate. You look within yourself and say, what do I have within me? What can I work with within me? The only person you should compete and compare with is the person that you were yesterday. It's a you versus you game. That's just how it is. You were like this yesterday, today you have to make some change. That's how it is. So when we're talking about mental health, we can go on and on and on. On and on and on. So remember, the people that you surround yourself with, the places that you go to or that you think of going to, what value do they add to you, and the things that you do as well. Also, self-care is very, very important. Extremely important. That's just how it is. And when we're talking about self-care, take care of yourself. I'm going to talk to the guys in here. Guys, do you know why there are a number of suicide rates among male? And generally, the suicide rate is very high amongst the male young people. Why? It's because as guys, number one, we don't express ourselves. Number two, as guys, we fail to find happiness in little things. What we do as guys is we place our happiness in the females. That's how it is. Guys, you have a girlfriend, that's your definition of happiness. You're there, you can talk to other girls and everything. Your girl hugs another guy, it's a problem. Because that's your definition of happiness. You don't know how to take care of yourself. In the meantime, what do females do? Pangono, pangono, I've gone to do my nails. They are happy, they post. Pangono, pangono, I've gone to do my hair. Myself, yeah. You're seeing all that. Pangono, pangono, we've gone to eat. You're seeing all that on social media. There was a guy who would say, Ndui, happiness is in your partner. And when your partner leaves, Vikasila, you're sad, you're broken. Yeah. So as guys also, let's form these things called brotherhoods where we're able to express ourselves. Some things you only get help when you express yourself. That's just how it is. Don't be embarrassed as a guy. Express yourself. Talk about these things. Ladies, they heal very, very quickly. Even when a lady has got a heartbreak and whatever, a lady fails in school, a lady does something, society is more favorable to females, unfortunately. As a guy, you're supposed to be strong. At a certain age, you're supposed to be doing certain things. And there are certain people in here who may have made a mistake as I made, and they feel, no, life has gone by. My guy, as long as you're still living, you're 6 feet above, not below, it's not over. That's just how it is. As long as you're 6 feet above and not below, it's not over, okay? So I'm going to leave it here. I could have dived into mental health, but kumangalanga boss walipo, you don't say, hey, small man. So I'm going to leave it to Doctor here. One of the things about Doctor is there's a time, I remember her face so well, but I never told her this. So there's a time I was in Chanam with a guy called Brian. So me and Brian were regulars. Right now he's still there. He's a bit, yeah. So the time she was at Chainama and she used to frequent there with the student nurses and whatnot. And right now, there's a time when I met her, I went to an event. And looking at her, I was very, very happy. And I was happy, why? Because I was looking at where I'm coming from and being in the same room with people like her. And she told me, she said, it's good that you're found in such spaces. Continue. And every time we meet with her, it's, we always go back and we talk about these minimal things. So she's somebody that I really, really look up to. And she's done a lot as far as helping people like myself, struggling with addiction and whatnot. She was at Chainama for many, many years. So a big hand for her. She really, really deserves it. Yeah, sure. So, yeah. I'm going to end here, and I'll leave it up to you. But lastly, there is this saying that goes, it's a very, very common saying, and the sooner you know it, the easier for you. So it says, watch your thoughts because your thoughts become your words. Watch your words because your words become your actions. Watch your actions because your actions become your habits. Watch your habits because your habits form your character. And watch your character because your character forms and becomes your destiny. Thank you very much.
Wow, let's just stand and give a round of applause. Come on, you guys. I don't know about you. I've been so blessed. I've been so encouraged. I've been so, wow. What a life transforming testimony.